Hi everyone. Okay, so you are about to use your insecurities as a way of making yourself successful. I hope that made sense. Whatever it is that you are insecure about, or whatever it is that people could have maybe made you feel bad about, whatever this is, if this is like a physical thing that you're insecure about, if you're insecure about like not being smart enough or like the fear of failures, whatever it is that is like a deep rooted insecurity of yours, you are about to use that to your advantage. It was just like that feeling of like being in a boy band is what I was picking up on, and wanting to be taken seriously as a musician, but you can't because everybody just puts you in a box of being in a boy band and thinking that that's silly. And if you are in a boy band, then you're not respected in your community, kind of, for real musicians. Is this making any sense? Because you're in a boy band. So people don't really think of you as being a true artist or a true singer or, musician, because you're in a boy band, and that's silly. I hope that made sense, but there's just something of just people not taking you seriously and not truly respecting your talent. And it has made you very insecure, whatever this thing is that people were kind of looking down on you for, or whatever thing was holding you back in some sort of an aspect that was making you insecure, like moving forward. You have fully decided to use that to your advantage moving forward. You're not letting this insecurity hold you back anymore. You're fully like, nope, this is real, this is me. And you're stepping out into the spotlight. And you're doing it with confidence, so much confidence. You're no longer letting people treat you a certain type of way for any reason. Okay, you are fully embodying who you are, and you're not letting people make you feel bad for being who you are anymore. And you're celebrating yourself, flaws and all. It's like you're truly stepping into your full power and you're learning how to love yourself. And you could be doing it in like a self-deprecating kind of a way, but in a loving way, So you're taking this insecurity, this thing that has been holding you back, and it's almost like you're making fun of it. And in that way, you're showing yourself love. It's like making fun of yourself before other people can make fun of you, but in the best type of a way. It's like you're the first person to be like, yeah, this is one of my weaknesses, or yes, I am insecure about this thing, and that's okay. It's like you're turning that insecurity into love that you have for yourself, and you can still be insecure about this thing, but it's like you're no longer hiding it. You're not hiding behind it. It's like you are putting it out into the world, and you're just like, I'm not allowing this to hold me back anymore. And I don't care what you have to say about it. I don't care what you have to say about it. It's beautiful, and you have this rich auntie energy. This thing is going to make you successful. It's almost like, for me, I have a lot of freckles, okay? And I was bullied when I was a kid for having freckles, and for a long time I hated my freckles. And it wasn't until I went to probably college when I fully was just like started to love my freckles. And sometimes I would try to hide them up with makeup, or cover them with makeup, foundation, powder. Like, I just hated them. I wanted to get rid of them, and it wasn't until I got older and I fully just truly embraced my face and I allowed those criticisms, those past, criticisms of bullies that I had who were making me feel bad about myself, and I fully embraced who I am. And it took me that long, sadly, but now I love my freckles, and they're one of my greatest strengths, but it's one of my favorite things about myself. Like, that's what makes me unique. That's what makes me stand out. I used to I hated getting the attention that these freckles brought, because I have so many that sometimes people will just stare at me. But now I know that that's a strength that I have. It's what makes me stand out. It's what makes me stand out in a crowd, in a room, it's what makes me unique. And I love that now, right? But that takes time. Because when you're told that you're not beautiful, that you're not, that you're strange, that there's something weird about you, that you don't fit in, it makes you feel awful. It makes you feel insecure, right? And it's only until you truly start loving yourself and you start owning yourself for who you truly are. That's when you shine your brightest, okay? In any criticism, any projection that is thrown upon you, it washes away, right? You never have to second guess your worth, your beauty. You never have to second guess anything, because you are you fully love yourself, right? It doesn't matter what other people think, the opinions of others. Why would you care about that? Because all that truly matters is what you think about yourself, right? Okay. But I love this. It's you are taking every criticism and you're using it to your advantage. This could have been, this could have been a, why do I want to say like a college essay? There's something about you using this in a very intellectual way. This could be like an article that you're writing, a song that you're writing. There's something just about you being very knowledgeable about this subject, and that's how you're using this to your advantage. So you could be like writing a script or something, but like the main focus is this insecurity that you have, right? And you're just wanting to learn so much about it so that you can make the best final project that you can, so you can speak out about why this thing has been keeping you down for so long. If this is like a racial thing, or another thing, just like if you have very curly, like frizzy hair, like me, you just try to straighten it for so many years because you're never fully able to embrace your natural curls or your natural hair, because you're just trying to fit in with the other people around you, and you think that that's the best version of yourself, but you're taking all of this into consideration and you're being like, wait, why do I not love my hair? Why do I not love my body? Why do I second guess everything that I do in terms of like religion, or just the way that I think about the world or a certain topic? How was I How did society allow me to convince me that this was a certain type of way of living? Stuff like that. It's like you are becoming very knowledgeable about this subject that you want to be talking about. Because there's like a confusion. You're just like, how did I allow myself to ever feel bad about myself? Like, it's such a tiny thing. You're like, your hair, freckles, your body, an opinion that you have. It's all so simple. And you're like, how did I allow myself to feel awful my entire life? Thinking that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't smart enough, that I wasn't pretty enough. Because I allowed the opinions of others to dictate the way that I thought about myself and my place in the world. Okay, it gets deep, but that's the kind of research that you're doing, that you're putting into this. You're like, how, but dang, but there's like an aspect of you wanting to help other people, or it's also you trying to figure this out so you can help yourself and kind of figure out why you think the way that you do. But there's also an aspect of you trying to figure it out so you can explain it to other people, right? Maybe wanting to inspire another generation, or just honestly educating other people who are putting this judgment onto you. There's an aspect of that too, just being like, hey, this is why I have freckles, this is why I look the way that I do, and no, it's not crazy. No, it's not a sign of ugliness. It's like you're just trying to educate yourself and other people, and like inspiring other young girls who have freckles, and just being like, hey, look, it's actually kind of cool, you know, stuff like that. That's just my own thing, obviously, but it's like, that's just how it is. It's just, you're like, you're trying to inspire other people, educate other people. And yes, you're doing this for yourself, but it feels like it's something so much bigger than yourself as well. And that's what's exciting about it. But this is something new, and it feels like it's going to be long. Like, if this is in regards to money, which is what I'm seeing, this is like very work related. But it's like a project that you're working on individually. But I see it being long lasting. Like, whatever success is coming in, whatever money is coming in, it feels like it's gonna, if you are like writing a book or something, this is like the book becoming successful and you earning money for it, like continuously, like throughout the years, because people continue to buy this book for years. It's called like residuals. Is that what it's called? Where money just gradually comes in kind of forever. Dang, but this isn't, this isn't ultimately going to come easy. This does take a lot of work to kind of look at yourself, right? It forces you to look in the mirror and ask yourself the difficult questions, and it also forces you to it forces you to ask other people the difficult questions as well. And that kind of seems like the hardest part. You're having to look at the people around you, maybe like family members, friends, colleagues, past bullies, and kind of be like, hey, remember when you said this thing to me? Do you have any idea how it affected me moving forward with my life? Like, do you have any idea that I still think about that thing that you said to me 10 years later? Like, and it's forcing, especially if this is like with family members, you're having to like approach it almost with like a coldness, right? Because it's no longer about you, right? This is about you truly trying to learn and become more knowledgeable about this subject that you want to be talking about. So it's like you have to remove yourself, right? It's like you have to detach almost your own emotions to kind of truly get the opinions of others, because you can't take those opinions personally if you're trying to educate other people, right? It's like you have to get all your facts in order. So you're having to, like, if you do have to approach people who are difficult to talk to and handle because of emotions that you have been holding on to for a really long time, it's like you have to remove your emotional attachment to these things and these outcomes to truly sit there and get the full perspective of the other person, or the full perspective of the other side of the situation that you are not fully aware of, because in that situation you were on the receiving end. Did that make any sense? But it's like you're having to approach it with some coldness. Because as much as this is about you, again, it's so much bigger than you. And you don't want to approach this project with it. You can't approach this project with it being like, oh, woe is me. You know, again, with my freckles, if I was writing a script, my script couldn't be all about, you know, people bullying me because I had freckles, or like, and how traumatizing that was for me. You know, I would want to approach it in a much more Broadway? Broadway? What? Are you writing a Broadway musical? No, but in a much more like broad aspect where it's not about me and my freckles. It's like, why do we consider freckles ugly? And trying to get the opinions of, you know, multiple people and multiple sides, stuff like that. So I would have to then remove myself and, you know, the treatment that I had. And yes, I can, you know, talk about my own story, but I would also need to remove myself while trying to get, you know, the stories from other people's perspectives. Does that make any sense? I hope that made sense, but because it's just, this thing is so much bigger than you. Dang. Okay, but by doing this and creating this thing, it's not only going to be healing, but I'm just seeing this, you could travel too. That's cool. This could go like overseas. Like if you live in America, this could be so much, like you could reach an audience in another country and you're just like, wait, what? Like I had no idea that this type of people, this type of community, this type of a tribe, like has any idea or has also struggled with this same thing that I have been struggling with. It's like you are going to reach people that you might have never thought that you would ever reach in your lifetime, you know? So that is awesome. But I'm also seeing this as you leaving all of that trauma, all of that resentment, all of that anger in the past. And it's like it's like the Taylor Swift, like, I think I'm finally clean, where it's just you're washing all of that away. And you're leaving it in the past, like truly. It's like this is your way of healing this aspect, this, you know, this insecurity, right? This thing that has been holding you back for so long. This is your way of just being like, okay, I said my piece. I've learned about this. I've gotten everybody's perspectives. I'm writing it all down. And then there it is. there it is. And this is your way of healing. And just honestly, like, it is. It's like you're saying your piece and then you're like, okay, bye. On to the next thing, you know? Truly. It's like you are making peace with this thing that has been holding you back for so long. And once you put this thing out into the world, you're like, okay, there it is. And then you're able to move on. Like, I don't even know what else to say, so I'm gonna leave it there. I love you guys. Bye.